Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhamsa Parivrajaka Stoutra Shata Sri Srimad His Divine Grace Abhay Charanarvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhamsa Parivrajaka Stoutra Shata Sri Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Nitai Gaura Premanandi. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Today we'll be reading from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 18th, conclusions, the perfection of renunciation, text number 64. Sarvaguhyatamam bhuyaha shrunu me paramam vachaha drishtosi me dudam iti tato vakshamityaihitam. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charanarvind Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Because you are my very dear friend, I am speaking to you my supreme instructions, the most confidential knowledge of all. Hear this from me, for it is for your benefit. Purport. The Lord has given Arjuna knowledge that is confidential of Brahman and still more confidential knowledge of the super soul within everyone's heart. And now he is giving the most confidential part of knowledge, just surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Satvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktarunda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we are in the last chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 18th. So here Krishna is saying that Sarva Guhyatamam Bhuya. I am giving you the most confidential knowledge of all. So there is Apara Vidya and Para Vidya. There are two kinds of knowledge. One is material knowledge and spiritual knowledge. But from the eyes of Krishna, there is no difference whether it is material or spiritual. From the eyes of living entities, because those who are controlled by the material nature, material science looks to be different. But in the eyes of Krishna, even the material science is connected to Krishna. Because what is material science? It talks about Krishna's energies. So therefore, in Vedic literature, Krishna's energies are non-separate. They are non-separable from Lord Himself. Or in the eyes of Krishna, it is all knowledge, whether we call it as a material knowledge or spiritual knowledge. So in all the knowledge, para and apara, the most confidential is what Krishna is going to tell in the 18th chapter at the end of the slokas. Till now, Krishna has explained all the 5 important factors or 5 important subjects of Bhagavad Gita. And in the 9th chapter, in the 2nd verse, Krishna explains Raj Vidya Raj Guhyam Pavitram Vidam Uttamam Pratyakshaavagamam Dharmam Susukham Kartum Avyayam. So, Raj Vidya, this is the supreme knowledge, which is the Bhagavad Gita. So, there are knowledge which keeps you in ignorance, and there are knowledge, branch of knowledges, which you elevate in your consciousness, but nothing higher than Bhagavad Gita in all the knowledges, Raj Vidya. And Raj Guhyam, again the same word, this Guhya word is used many times in Bhagavad Gita, secret. So, Raj Guhyam, Bhagavad Gita is Raj Guhyam. And what is that Guhya? What is that secret? Is being explained in the next verse. So Raj Vidya Raj Guhyam Pavitram. This is the purest knowledge. Idam Uttamam. Tama means ignorance, Ut means to come out of ignorance. So this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita will bring us out of ignorance. As you go away from Krishna, like you see, if there is a light, the knowledge coming from direct light is very bright. But as you go away from the light becomes very fade, and at the end there is a darkness. So Krishna's knowledge is also, the purest knowledge is like bright. And then as you go away from Krishna, the knowledge becomes ignorance. At the end, it becomes material science. What we study is complete ignorance. Even though that knowledge is a part of the same light. The same way Krishna explains, Pavitra, this is the topmost, Uttama. And then if you have to come up to the light, you have to move forward. You have to come to the light. You know, light is coming to you just like when you travel in the ocean. Right? What is that light called which gives you directions to come? You know, you're not going to tell that light to come to the boat. Boat, yes. So boat has to come to that light. So similarly, Krishna's knowledge, if you go away from that, you go into the ignorance. So if you have to come out of ignorance, you have to come to that knowledge. So this is how Krishna is telling Uttama. So it brings you up from ignorance, if you want to, Uttamam. Rajaguya Rajavidyam Pavitram Vidam Uttamam Pratyaksha. It's practical. It is not, sometimes people think spiritual knowledge is just like you sit on some chair and have some pandits or call some scholars and discuss. So this is not it, just to discuss. Pratyaksha means practical. Whatever, every single word of Bhagavad Gita, or for that matter Vedas, is practical. It is nothing impractical. Only thing, you have to come out of this material world, at least for the sake of understanding the philosophy. You have to come out of the consciousness of matter. Then only it will appeal to you. Otherwise, it looks like, oh, it's a far out thing. So very difficult to understand. So Pratyakshaavagamam dharmam susukham, joyfully perform. Sometimes people think spiritual life is very boring, or sometimes people think spiritual life is big tapasya, you have to do so many things. But Krishna is saying joyfully perform. It can be performed joyfully. There is no pain and there is no tapasya. So, susukham, joyfully performed, kartum is the duty of everybody. Right? Avyayam means inexhaustible or sanatan. So we may have so many duties in our life, but this is our prime duty to understand the secret of this Bhagavad Gita, to understand this Raja Vidya. So therefore, in the previous sloka also, Krishna is saying, Itite guhyamakhyatam guhyat guhyataram maya. So how many times he has used the word guhyat guhyataram maya? Guhyate. So 3 times. So it is the secret in the secret, secret in the secret in the secret. That's like, it's so complicated, but it's very simple. So why Krishna is using this word guhya, guhya, secret, secret, secret? And if you go to the next verse, it's very simple. What is that secret? Man mada bhav bhavto madhyachimam namaskuru ma vaishe satyante pratijani priyosme. So what secret is there? There is no secret. Already revealed to you. Man mada bhav bhavto, become a devotee. Correct? So what is the secret in there? Become my devotee. And madhyachimam namaskuru, offer obeisances to me. So what is the secret? Then mamai vaisheshi satyam de. I am telling you the truth. Pratijani priyosime. Why? Because I love you. And how many people we heard here in this material world that I love you? And how many people come and tell you I am your dear friend? Correct? We believe that. And we don't believe when Krishna is saying I love you. We don't believe that, right? But really Krishna loves us. And that's why he is giving us this knowledge. And that knowledge is going to bring us out of our ignorance. And that is why Krishna is saying that bhakti. So what does bhakti means? Prabhupada very, very elaborately translate this word bhakti. Means devotional service. So that devotional service means any act performed as a service to Krishna with love. That is the secret. Not remembering, memorizing all the 700 slokas of Bhagavad Gita, 18,000 slokas of Bhagavatam, and Mahabharata, Ramayana, all the Vedas. Memorizing those slokas is not a bhakti. And that he makes clear in the 11th chapter. What is he saying? That Naham Vedirna na tapasa. Naham Vedirna tapasa. Na dane na chejaya. So Naham Vedirna. By reading Vedas or memorizing Vedas, you cannot understand me. And the best example for this is Ravana. Ravana was a Chaturvedi Brahman. He knew all the Vedas and very, very powerful person, very much advanced in the knowledge, but he could not understand Ram. It's impossible. Naham Vederna. So if you say that I have all the knowledge, but still with that knowledge, you cannot understand Krishna. Impossible. Then the tapasa, by austerity. Many people claim that I have went to Himalayas, stayed there for 15 days, so I am realized. But Krishna says, not by performing any austerities you can understand me. But as an example, Hiranyakashipu. He was standing on one toe for 80,000 years. And what did he become? He became envious of Vishnu. Correct? So nobody, even a devotee, I have not performed that much austerity. What to speak of any demon. Even a devotee has not performed standing on one toe to attain the mercy of Krishna. Nobody has done that. And it is not necessary also. Naham Vederna tapasa. Na danena. So by giving charity. Even if you give your all money you earned in all your life, not only one life, all the lives, but still Krishna is not pleased. And Chejaya means worshipping the deities. Correct? So, how you can understand? Bhaktya tvananya shakya. Only by pure devotional service can I be understood as I am. And that is the secret Krishna is telling here in the 18th chapter. Become my devotee. So unless we become a devotee and offer our obeisances, now engage in service. So because that is our constitutional position. As long as we are engaged in serving something else than Krishna, then we will never realize that we are this body. We will never realize what is this material world. We will never realize who is controlling this material world and why we are suffering in this material world. It is impossible. You can go on searching, you will not come to any conclusion. So therefore, this bhakti, the more you practically in your life practice what Krishna has explained in Bhagavad Gita, that will bring us close to Krishna. That will bring us close, loving. Krishna will reveal. Krishna will give us his love. Krishna will give us the acceptance. He will accept our words. He will accept our service. And then only by Krishna's mercy it is revealed to us. He will see how much you are surrendered. And that much knowledge only he will give. So bhakti is the process which can attract Krishna. There is no other process. In fact, the 6th chapter, last sloka, it says, Yoginam api sarvesha madgate nantaratmana sardhavan bhajate yomam tame yukta tamo mata. So, among all the yogis, who is the best one? Sraddhavan bhajate yomam. So similarly, there's one line of, as Prabhupada is mentioning, this Manmana bhav mad bhakto has appeared 2 times in Bhagavad Gita. It's only one line. There is no other line, there is no other sloka. This first line especially, in Bhagavad Gita, nowhere it is appeared. Nowhere. So, in middle of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is giving this instruction, and also at the end of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is giving instruction. And that is also after telling Yathechesi Tatha Kuru. Now, what is Krishna saying? That's the previous sloka. He said, I am giving you the secret of all the secrets. Think about it. Ponder on that. And then Yathechesi Tatha Kuru. So he is giving us freedom. After giving all the knowledge, he is giving us the freedom. So what was the position of Arjuna before he was hesitating to surrender? He argued everything possible for him. Why he don't want to perform the war. He don't want to fight against his brother. He gave so many excuses. But he was thinking while giving excuses he is very intelligent. If you are intelligent, then why you are confused? No matter how advanced we are, everybody is confused in this world. So when we come to the conclusion that I am lost in this world and I don't know what I am doing. So that is the position of Arjuna. What is he saying? Karpanya dosho pravruta svabhava pruchhami tvam dharma sammod cheta yad shreyaswan nishchitan bruhitanmay shishyasteham sadhiman tvam prapannam. So how it is Karpanya dosho pravruta svabhava? In short, I don't know what is truth and what is not truth. I don't know what is dharma, I don't know what is adharma. I don't know what is good, I don't know what is bad. I'm confused. Correct? My senses are, they are becoming very weak. So this is a dosha. We all have this deficiency in our knowledge. No matter what we say we are perfect, but we have dosha. We are confused. What you do then? Yat shreyam san nishchitam. You tell me what is good for me. Now traditional religious principles, no matter what is Hindu, Christian, Buddha, Islam, what they do, they go and tell what is good for them. Then God is quiet. Krishna is quiet here, right? Give me this, give me that, give me this, give me that. No matter how much Krishna gives, still it is not enough. Right? So they go and tell, oh Krishna, you gave me this much, but I'm still lacking one car. Give me that car. When he gives car, oh, you gave me this car, but now I am lacking better car. There is no end to our list. So what a devotee does, devotee do not go for anything material. He is saying, you tell me, yet Shreyas, what is beneficial for me? Because especially in Kali Yuga, we are so much in ignorance. So much in ignorance, we are thinking all the troubles we are facing, all the material problems are coming, so many nature's kicks we are getting, still think, I know everything and I can conquer the nature. So then, unless you accept that I am useless, I have no knowledge, yat shreyam. Krishna, you tell me what to do. You tell me. And when you ask somebody, you tell me, you don't argue with him, as Arjuna has done. Already he did try that. You tell me. And when you tell, another reason when you ask somebody, you tell me, you have complete trust in him. Another reason is you guarantee that whatever he tells you, he can help you to pull out of ignorance to get to a proper stage of your life. Correct? These are the reasons you believe that somebody is going to help you. So many people can give promise. Many people can give promise. I will do this, especially politicians, So they can give you promise, I will do this for you, I will do this for you, I will do this for you. But do they have a power to perform, to make that promise complete? Unless the help of God. It's less like, somebody comes, some Manish will come, I'll give you water. But do they have that capacity to give you that water? Some people will come, ministers will come, say, I will give you electricity. Do they have power to give the electricity? No. But when Krishna says something, he has a power to perform that activity. He has a power to fulfill that promise. Nobody else in this world has any capacity to perform, if they give promise, they have no capacity. So therefore, Krishna is saying that he knows what is beneficial for us. Even we don't know what is beneficial for us. Because we have left Krishna and we have gone far away like the ignorance, like the darkness. So we don't know why we are here, what is my purpose of life. We don't know. We are so confused. Then by understanding that whatever I am doing, what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, that whatever you do in this material world, ultimately, everything brings you distress. And look into your life. Whatever you have done, ultimately, has got you trouble. Why go far? This body. You don't have to wait till you become old. You can see old people and understand, oh, I was also a young boy like that. Correct? Don't think that I'm not going to get old. Everybody is going to get old. So if body is deteriorating, what to speak of everything related to the body. So knowledge is most important. Then we understand what Krishna has to offer. And when you understand what Krishna has to offer, and nobody has it, that gives you more strength and that gives you more understanding of Krishna. What Krishna can offer that nobody can offer? Krishna is explaining in a sloka that I can deliver you from birth, old age, disease and death. Right? What is that sloka? Anyway, so what Krishna is saying, so only he can deliver you from birth. I am the swift deliverer from the pangs of birth, old age, disease and death. That's the sloka. That's what I'm looking for. So that's what it is. Nobody can give that promise and nobody can fulfill that promise. Only Krishna can do that. So why not accept intelligent person accept that what nobody can give, Krishna is offering me that. So this is the secret of all the knowledge. That you go around looking for so many things, but you're not understanding what nobody can offer. So that is the reason Krishna is explaining that, yes, just tell me this first verse, first last sentence. Teshamaham samudharta mrityu samsara sagarat bhavamena chirat partha. Now tell me who can fulfill this promise? Not even any demigod. Tesham aham, me. Samudharta, I am the swift deliverer. Mrityu samsara sagarat, from the ocean of birth, old age, disease and death. Can anybody give this knowledge? No. That's why Arjuna is saying, Yat shreyasyan nishchitan bruhitan me. Now you tell me. Give you that. So for a bhakta, for a devotee who wants to advance in Krishna consciousness, that stage is already gone. I know that whatever I am asking is already destroying my life. So he is going to him like Arjuna. Yat shreyasyan nishchitam bruhitan me. I am your servant. Please tell me what to do. Shishyastayam. Now I become your servant. Now Krishna takes the reins of our life. And then we become like Arjuna. At the end of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying, he is saying that Nashto Moha, my illusion is gone. So we have to understand, are we still in illusion? That means we are not practicing Krishna consciousness properly. If you are still confused, that means we are not practicing Krishna consciousness properly. Nashto Moha. Devotee means he should be completely free from illusion. Nashto Moha. Smrutir Labdva. I regained my knowledge. I regained what is my relation with you. So if we have understood our relationship with Krishna, then there is nothing to fear. In this world, there is nothing to fear. And there is nothing to be in ignorance. Right? Nashto moha smrutiru ladva. How is that happened? Tvat prasadat maya achyuta. It has become because of Tvat prasadat. Only Krishna, because you gave your mercy, prasada. Sthitosmi. Now I am situated. Now I am situated. In what? In our constitutional position. Sthitosmi. Gata sandeha. Now my illusion is completely gone. Karishye vachanam tava. Now I am ready to do whatever you say. Even though here Krishna is giving choice. Krishna never forces. Yathechisi tatha kuru. Then again Krishna is warning. Correct? Mat chitta sarvadurgani mat prasadat tarishyati. Said, I will remove all your impediments. Mat prasadat. By mercy, all your impediments will be removed. But is warning. If you don't surrender, so Machita Saradurgani Mat Prasadat Tarishyati Athachetvam Ahankaram Na Sroshyasi Sa Vinashyati. Now here is giving Yathechasi Tathakuru, do whatever you want. Then you have a choice whether to accept whatever Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita. Okay, I don't want to. Fine. Athachetvam Ahankaram. You must be really puffed up of your knowledge, beauty, prestige, money. That's why you don't want to accept the knowledge of God. So what happens? Vinashyati will be again pulled down into this material nature. So intelligent devotee, pondering all these possibilities in life, he is not a fool. One who takes shelter, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, one who accepts Chaitanya Krishna is very intelligent. Why is that? Because he has looked all the possibilities of enjoying in this material world. Correct? For 8,400,000 species of life. He has tried everything. And that is the reason he is coming to Krishna. Okay, now, one lifetime, Ashil Prabhupada told His Holiness Bhakti Charu Maharaj, you have enjoyed so many lives, give this one life to Krishna. Correct? So we have to just give one life. right? We don't have to worry about what we did before. Krishna don't consider. If you go and tell you anybody what you have done before, nobody will, even will you, he will make you stand in front of door what you have done in all your 8,400,000 species, different bodies. But Krishna is so kind. He's coming in our heart wherever we go, whether we become a king or warm in a stool. Is there any friend who can do that for us? Nobody. Upadrashta, Anumanta, Bharta, Bhokta, Maheshwara, Paramatmeti Chapiktu. I am always there with you. So why we have forgotten such a friend? Because Krishna's energy only, Daivi Yeshi Gunamai Mama Maya Durataya. Because we are more controlled, we are letting ourselves to be controlled by Krishna's energy, rather than we are taking his help and going towards him. So that is why the sloka says, Bhaktyatvananya shakya yavandasyasmi Arjuna. There is no other way, only by undivided devotional service. So having knowledge is different than practicing that knowledge. And worst is, if you have a knowledge, if you don't practice it, you will lose it. You may think, I know, just like I was giving example yesterday, that when you are flying, correct? When you first time you are sitting in an airplane, then you very very carefully hear what the who's that who's that air hostess is telling, right? She opens the page and she shows you, in case of any emergency, you use this, you do that, all these things, put your belt like that, and the plane will open, these lines will show you, these are the 4 doors, correct? And if lands on water, what will happen? You have a code, they put it, everything. First time you are traveling, you are like, oh yeah, something happened. But then what happens when you travel? Like, it becomes a part of your life. Who cares what she's talking about, right? That's the knowledge. And I know already. I know whenever till now nothing happened. But I know that I have that knowledge now. So similarly, if we know I'm not this body, I'm servant of Krishna, I have to chant Hare Krishna, I have to eat prasadam, I have to associate with devotee. This is all knowledge. And the secret will be revealed to you if you practice this knowledge. If you practice. That is why bhakti, why Prabhupada translated devotional service, loving service. Prabhupada don't only say devotion. That loving exchange has to be there. So unless you do practical service to Krishna, then only the knowledge will be revealed. Otherwise, knowledge is still secret. You may by heart all these slokas and still you don't know what's going on. Great saint of Maharashtra, Tukaram, he says that Bolachicha kadi, Bolachicha bhat, khavuniya trupta kona dhala. Is there any Marathi here? Revol. So what does that mean? Bolachicha kadi, if you just talk kadi bhat, kadi bhat, kadi bhat, kadi rice, your stomach is not going to full, right? Just kadi rice, kadi rice, kadi rice, kadi rice. No. You have to go in the kitchen. First you have to go out, work, earn the money, buy the ingredients, come home, cook for couple hours. And how much time it takes to eat? 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Now you just imagine, for that 15 minutes of cooking, you are working for 1 month every day to eat. Coming home and Mataji is cooking for at least 1.5 hour, 1 hour, depends upon what you are cooking, correct? And eating takes only 10-15 minutes, correct? And if you are busy in computer, 5 minutes, because you correct, nowadays that's the style. You have a computer and eat. That's why the appetite is less, because you are not even focusing what you are doing, because your focus is there. According to Ayurveda, you have to give your full focus what you are eating. Then only you will have hunger. Then only you have appetite. And then only you will be able to digest. Now we are so busy with computer, we do not have time to even eat. I don't know why we are living for. Right? So my grandmother, I beg apology from my wife. She is retired now. So what was her life? She has a beautiful $180,000 house. She used to go from Kunkul town, travel for 2.5 hours to New York. And she, by her hard work, she attained a very big position in the, uh, what is that? Which company she was working? Port Authority. Very high position. She was joined very low position, and at the end, before she was retiring, she attained a very high position. Correct? Now she's working so hard. Now, sometimes I am being a devotee for almost 40 years, correct? We're supposed to get up at 4 o'clock, but sometimes if you're tired, then okay, one day you'll not happen. She every day for 20 years got up at 4 o'clock, except for when she was really sick. Not as, 4 o'clock she will get up, 5 o'clock she will drive, and she will reach to her office by 7:30, and just half an hour early, she will do so many, and 8 o'clock her office starts every day. She works so hard, correct? And then when she comes home, now she had one dog. Now she's earning hundreds of dollars. Now, what are the facilities she had? She had a car. She has a nice house. She will eat nice food. She had a dog also, correct? Dog didn't do anything of that. He didn't wake up early in the morning. He didn't go to the office. He didn't have to work hard. He didn't pay any taxes. He was not stressed out about anything. He was enjoying the same facilities, the same big house, correct? Same car of 40,000, correct? Same food. In fact, before they used to eat, first they will feed the dog. So what is the difference? In the dog, he's enjoying all this facility without even working. And we are working so hard. So where is our intelligence? So no matter what, you have to work hard. Just 3 months ago, 4 months ago, I was sick with corona. And somehow my Guru Maharaj came to know. He called me for like fraction of a minute, kind of a half a minute or so. And he called me not from his phone. So I didn't know. So I was sick and I was lying down on the bed. And his phone, Haribol, Nam Prabhu, and immediately I recognized the sound. I offered my baby senses, and he said, "Oh, I heard you are sick." I said, "Yes, Maharaj." "And how are you? How are you feeling?" I said, "Now in front of two people, you cannot speak lie. One is Guru, second is doctor. Right? If you speak lie to doctor, your disease, because it is in some private part of your body, it will not go. And the most private part of your body is Atma. Correct? Unless Krishna reveals to you, you don't even know that. So if you hide anything of your spiritual life, you will be at loss." I said, "Maharaj, I'm struggling." Somehow that came. And Maharaj, he shook his shoulders and he laughed. And when Maharaj laughs, I immediately know how he looks, So he said, "Wow." No, not wow. He said, "Are you struggling to stay in this world, or are you struggling to get out of this world?" Now it's simple, it seems to be a joke, but that's our philosophy. We are all struggling. Why? To stay in this world, or same struggle you do, get out of this world. You have to struggle, whether you accept or don't accept. The struggle has to be there. So therefore, whether you are struggling to stay here or struggling to get out, same thing we have to do. Only thing you have to change your consciousness. And that's the secret. That's the secret Krishna is talking in Bhagavad Gita. And that's only possible to attain if we practically engage in service. Now what happens? Because we are in religion, we forget. We forget this. Yes, I heard it many times, like the air hostess instructions. We heard it many times. So practically when you do it, then only it is possible. So that is the reason we chant Hare Krishna mantra. And what is the meaning of mantra? Oh Lord, simple, please engage me. So if you don't chant, Krishna will not engage you in service. You are already engaged in my service. And if you are chanting, but if you are not attentive, Krishna will also think, why he is not paying any attention. He is just uttering because I told him to do that. He is not doing it from his heart. Correct? And why I should listen? So if you listen, if you do it from your heart, If you cannot do it, at least beg Krishna, please, I do not have any test, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I do not have any test. Pray. Then Krishna will give you eventually, seeing our sincerity in chanting. So the all comes down to chanting. So chanting means asking Krishna, please engage us. And then Krishna will give you some service. And if you perform that service, then slowly, the secret will be revealed to you. Secret will be revealed. So therefore, what the scriptures say is that sevan mukhe hi jivado swayam eva spuratyada. This knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is not to be attained from outside. It is already there, right? Say, Chaitanya Charitamrita explains that Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sadhya Kabunay. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema. The love for Krishna is Nitya, it is eternally there. Sadhya Kabunoy. So this is not something to be attained. This is not something to be added. How you can revive that? Sravanadi Shuddha Chitte. Listen carefully. Then what we have to listen? Harikatha, Harinam, Harikirtan, Hariprasad. That is what we have to digest, eat and try to digest. Sravanadi Shuddha Chitte Korule Uday. It will be manifested in your heart. So Krishna consciousness cannot be pushed from outside. It is to be revealed within, from within. Because as a soul, Satchidananda, we have that knowledge eternally. But because we are not looking at Krishna, we are looking away from Krishna. So therefore, it begins with dhyayate. Mantra means one which frees our mind from illusion. Now, if you're not looking at Krishna, what you're doing? You're looking on the other side of Krishna. Then what is there? If you are not dhyayate, chanting Hare Krishna, that will turn into dhyayate vishayan pumsa. Correct? And doesn't end there. It begins there. Dhyayate vishayan pumsa. What happened next chain? Sangasteshu pujayate. Sangat sanjayate kama. Kamat krodho vijayate. Krodhat bhavati sammoha. Sammohat smriti vibrama. Vritimavshat buddhinasho. Buddhinashat pranashyati. Right? See what a wonderful chain Krishna has created. Just if you miss the point. One point. Right? Just if you miss one point. If you turn your face to Krishna, then there is Adau Shraddha, Tata Sadhu Sangha, Bhajani Kriya, Anartha Nivritti, and it will go to Prema. Just by little faith. Adau Shraddha. Just by little faith. If you do not have that faith, associate with people, those who have that firm faith. Then he will carry you. But if you know, Dhyayate Vishayan Pumsa, you will be attracted to the external material nature. And then Vinashyati, you will be doomed. Not only for one life. Many lives. At one point of my life, I had to take a very important decision. And Maharaj, he preached to me for 3-4 hours. And at the end he said, Vrindavan Prabhu, every decision you take, you have to take it very intelligently. And why? The decision is very simple. The effects are there which are going to be with you life after life after life after life. So your one moment's decision can take you away from God, or that one moment of right decision can bring you to Krishna. So this Yatechesi Tatha Guru, his choice is given to us every second. Whether you want to do it or don't want to, Krishna don't force. But material nature forces us to make us humble. So Satsarup Maharaj explains in his book that there are two kinds of humble people in this world. You know, how they are two kinds of humble? One, which is by nature he is humble, the sadhu. By nature he is humble. And there are other people who is humbled by nature.
right? Who understand Bhavanam Janmanamante Jnanva Prapadyante Vasudevam Sarvamiti, Vasudevam Sarvamati. They humbled by nature. They they take they are kicked by material nature left and right, left. No matter what they are doing, they are not getting the enjoyment in this world. And then finally I said, oh Krishna, please give me your shelter. And then they become intelligent. And so accepting what Krishna is saying and practicing what Krishna is saying, they are two different things. So this knowledge will be revealed to you, Sevan Mukhehi Jivado. So Jivha means tongue, Swayam eva spuratyada. So if Krishna wants you to Swayam eva spuratyada, Nitya Siddha Krishna Prem, our natural Krishna Prema from our heart, what we have to do? Sevan Mukhehi Jivado. So Jiva. So just the tongue is considered to be the gate, Mahadwaram of this whole body. Just purify your tongue. How simple it is, right? Just purify the entrance of your door and whole house is clean. But if you just leave the door open, especially in India, what happens? Even if you close the door, all the dust comes. What to speak when you keep the door open? Your house will be, completely dusty. All the trash and all the leaves and everything will come. Correct? But if you clean the door, hmm, that's why in traditional Indian houses, you see why they clean the door, because that's what is going to come in your house, right? But in Western culture, we bring the things and put it in front of the door, right? Let it come in. so, so that is jiva. Sevan mukhe jivado. Now, what two things we do with the tongue? Only two things we do: eat, talk. Eat, talk. Correct? So, what will come out? What will go in? So, if you eat Krishna Prasad, then Prasad will come out. That means Krishna's mercy or Krishna's holy name. So, these two things we have to do with the tongue. We have to chant Hare Krishna, and that will be done if we eat prasadam only. If you eat prasadam without missing, that will inspire to chant Hare Krishna. And if you chant Hare Krishna, you'll feel like eating more prasadam, right? So in that way, so Sevan Mukhe hi Jivado. These are the two things we have to remember, that we have to chant properly and eat prasad, because that improves our consciousness. So this Manmana Bhav Mad Bhakto, Krishna is ordering, but just 500 years ago, same Krishna came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So today we have a appearance day of Gadhadhara Pandit, one of the Panchatattva. And Gadhadhara Pandit, even though he is in a male form, but still he is Radharani. So this is very complicated question for the devotees. Also, how Radharani can come in male form? But you have to understand, clothes is different, person is the same. Correct? How Atma can come as a girl or Atma can come as a boy. So Atma is not coming as a girl or boy. Similarly, for the pleasure of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Gadadhar Pandit, Radharani, is coming in a different form. So therefore, so this Panchatattva mantra, Chaitanya Krishnadas Kaviraj explains in Chaitanya Charitamrut. Sri Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Sarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam. So Panchatattvatmakam, these are the five forms. So who is Bhaktarupa? That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then Bhaktarupam Swarupakam, the expansion, Nityananda Prabhu. Then Chaitanya Advaita Acharya. And the last one is Bhakta Shakti, the energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Radharani. Right? Now they are independent. Now Chaitanya, Krishna has come here to experience the mood of Radharani, and Radharani is also there. She is also experiencing the love of Krishna. Even though that is not mentioned in the scripture, that is another secret. Radharani cannot live without Krishna. And even though Krishna has come in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Radharani is always there to be with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, no matter what form he has taken. So, Radharani is the supreme enjoyer, Krishna is the supreme enjoyer and Radharani is supremely enjoyed. And just like Krishna is unlimited, Rani is also unlimited. But Krishna, when he appeared as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he became the son of Jagannath Mishra and Sachimata. So also Gadadhar Pandit, externally, even though he is Radharani, he don't need any father or mother. But still he appeared. His father's name was Madhav Mishra and mother was Ratnavati. Now, both of them, they are childhood friends. They go to the same school. Gadadhar Pandit is 1 year older than Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared 1 year later. So, but both of them, they go to school, they play together, they stay together, they sleep together, they eat together. But there, even though the two friends are there, then nature can be different. So Gadadhar Pandit is very quiet. He's always absorbed in bhakti, serving Krishna and remembering him. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Nimai Pandit. He is very mischievous. He's always teasing and playing and doing all masti. And also, you know, he know Gadadhar Pandit and all the Vaishnavas, they don't like Mayavadi philosophy. They hate anything other than Krishna. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu intentionally we speak something was it not at all related to Krishna. And everybody will, Gadadhar Pandit used to feel, why he doing like that? And they used to run away. They don't want it to. But at the same time, they'll feel the separation. So Gadadhar Pandit was praying that if this Nimai, if he becomes a devotee, what a wonderful example he will set in front of because he is so determined to do anything. So if he becomes a devotee, he'll be the best devotee in the world. So therefore, he was praying, and Krishna answered his prayers. So they will be Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nimai at that time. He went to Gaya and he accepted a initiation from Ishwarapuri. And Guru More Murkha Dikhit Karila Shasan, he said, when he came back, he said, I don't know. But my Guru told me, you're full, just chant Hare Krishna. Correct? We have to accept that. We are full. Don't try to question Krishna. We are full. Unless we understand that, we don't get the knowledge. So Guru told, Ishwarpuri told him, just Guru More Murkhudeki Karila Sasan. So he punished me, and what he did? He just gave me Hare Krishna mantra. And as soon as he came, he was completely changed. And he was very happy to see that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has changed. And he is chanting Hare Krishna and becoming Krishna's devotee. So one time they become so ecstatic, they were dancing together, chanting together, and Gadadhar Pandit was feeling such an ecstasy. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told him that, Gadadhar, see, you are from born, you are a devotee, and you have such a love for Krishna. I am a materialistic. I do not have any love for Krishna. Only because of your desire, now I have come to Krishna consciousness. And that should be the mood of all the devotees. I do not have any qualification. I was a materialistic person. But only because somebody came and told us how Krishna Bhakti we have to perform. So we should be humble in front of all the devotees. No matter what they are, what is their level of Krishna consciousness. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains that how many people chant Hare Krishna in this world? How many people chant Hare Krishna in this world? So therefore, whoever is chanting, no matter how he is supreme. No matter what, he may have faults, he is doing mistakes, but how many people are chanting correct? As long as his desire is there to become Krishna conscious, we should overlook whatever fault it is. It is up to him and Krishna. That is not our priority. Our priority is how I can improve. I cannot improve somebody else. Correct? I cannot force my ideas on somebody else. But I have a freedom that I can improve myself. That's in our hand. Let us look at me, how I can improve. Unless then, how everybody, or somebody is humble asking you, okay, your instructions are helping me in Krishna consciousness, then compassionately you find their fault. It is not that you compare, comparing, we don't find faults. Compassionately to help them to come up because they have expressed that. Prabhu, I'm trying to follow whatever you told me till now. I'm trying to chant, and now I'm realizing I'm full. Please tell me what Krishna wants us to do. Then he will give us instruction to follow four principles, be associate with devotees, eat Krishna prasadam, whatever is required in our life. So that is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We said, now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself who is telling all the Bhagavad Gita, but he has this humble mood in front of Gadadhar. So he's saying that I became devotee because of you. So that should be always our mood, that I am devotee because of I'm staying with devotees, because of their mercy I am devotees. So in this way, Gadadhar Pandit was very happy. Now this is in Navadvip. One day Mukunda Datta, whose house supposed to be very close to Gadadhar Pandit's house, so he came to Gadadhar. He said, Gadadhar, I want to take you to a very, very Rasika Bhakta. He's very great devotee. And you always like to take association from the devotees. That's why this devotee is very, very, very highly situated. He's very great devotee. So let's go. So this Mukundatta, he takes Gadadhar Pandit and he comes to Pundrik Vidyanidhi's house. Now this Pundrik Vidyanidhi is actually in the spiritual world is Vrishabhanu, is the father of Radharani. But and therefore he's there and now Gadadhar Pandit is Radharani. Now Mukunda Datta is bringing Radharani to his father. But because they are doing different things in material world, now this Pundrik Vidyanidhi, when now just imagine if somebody tells you, I will take you to meet very great devotee. And if he brings to you the person who has very curly hairs, who had put a scented oil on his head, he has put powder on his face, and he has silken clothes, and he has, golden chains, earrings around his neck or in his ears, and he's in silken clothes. He's sitting on a beautiful high-raised platform of all the silken and very comfortable thing, and he's enjoying surrounding. Now, if he comes, you'll say, where did you bring me? Are you mistaken? It seems to be a sense gratifier, you know. So that's what happened with Gadadhar Pandit. Mukunda, he saw that uh, he got Gadadhar Pandit there, and Gadadhar was like, oh, really? Did he do any mistake? You brought me here. And in his mind, he's thinking, whenever we commit offenses, first they come in our mind. Correct? We should stop there only. We should not let them come on our mouth. Correct? Because in Kali Yuga, you cannot avoid thinking of any ill about anybody. If somebody is very angry, you feel like I should kill you. That thought will come. Even with husband, wife, kid, mother. Sometimes in anger, mothers also it is, I'll throw you out of window, right? So that thought will come, but doesn't happen that way. Correct? So we should control. That's it. We should not. Anger is there, so we should not do that. So here, the Gadadhar Pandit is thinking, in his what kind of Mukunda Datta is telling that he's a great devotee. It doesn't seem to be a great devotee. He seems to be a great sense enjoyer. He's confused. And at that time, Mukunda Datta understands his mind. And he starts reciting a very beautiful verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. Aho bakiyam stalakalakutam jivam sayayad apiya sadvi lebe gatim datri uchitam tatanya kamva dayalu sharanam rajama. Alas, how shall I take shelter of one more merciful than he who granted the position of mother to a sea demon, Putana, although she was unfaithful and she prepared deadly poison to be sucked from her breast. Now, Mukunda Datta, in this beautiful verse, of course, I didn't sing as well. Nobody will become devotee if I sing that. But Mukunda Datta, he was beautiful voice. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to ask him to recite slokas even before. So he is reciting this sloka in a beautiful way. So That's why it is explained in the scripture, you know. Um, great devotees externally they may look little different, correct? Just like Jad Bharat, he was like a madman, right? He didn't look like a devotee, correct? Rutrasura, he didn't look at like a devotee, correct? In fact, he had a body of a demon, but he was better devotee than Indra. So this way, uh, Vaishnavira Kriya Mudna, so these actions of Vaishnavas are very confusing. So we should not try to understand with our own mind why Vaishnava is behaving. So therefore, Atiparichayad Avadnya. If you become too close to Vaishnava, you start offending. So we have to be, therefore, we don't go close to a respected person. You know, we don't know what kind of offenses will commit. So that's we should try to keep distance. So anyway, this year, Gadadhar Pandit, when Mukunda heard this, now Gadadhar Pandit, as he is singing each line, Aho Bakiyam Stanakala Gutam, that Stanakala Kutam, Krishna is sucking the poison. Immediately, this Pundrik Vidyanidhi goes in a trance. He is actually seeing that Krishna is sitting on the body of a Putana and he is sucking the blood. At first, he sucks the poison, then sucks the blood and sucks the life air. And she goes back home, back to Godhead. Now, demon, who has come to kill Krishna, Krishna is so merciful to that demon who wanted to kill. Is there any compassionate person than Krishna than in this material world? Just to imagine person who have come to kill you and he is giving you the position of his mother. Who can do that? Nobody. That's the love and compassion of Krishna. Same heart his devotee has. Krishna's heart. Even if somebody comes and kills me, still I will think about his betterment. That's a good example of Jesus in this Western world. Correct? Oh Lord, please forgive them. They do not know what they are doing. Because people are in ignorance. So therefore, Brahmana has to be tolerant. Because people who have no knowledge of Brahmana or Brahman or God, they are in ignorance. Correct? So therefore, if they get angry, they say ill word, you don't have to curse back. That's their position. They are in ignorance. But you are in knowledge. You're supposed to be in knowledge. So Brahmana is compassionate. Brahmana is forgiving. So whose qualities are these? Krishna's qualities. Krishna is forgiving. Krishna is compassionate. So if you have to please Krishna, you have to be forgive. You have to learn to forgive and learn to be compassionate. Learn to be loving to a person who has come to kill me. So Krishna is like that. So when Pundarik Vidyanidhi hears this glorification and he comes in trance and he starts, ripping his clothes, he don't know, like he starts acting like a madman. He starts jumping and ripping up his clothes, pulling up his hairs, ripping up the sofa and everything. He becomes so ecstatic. He don't know what he's doing. And he goes in this kind of a trance, starts rolling on the floor, and his hairs are standing. There are, his tears are coming from his eyes. He's shivering, and the hairs are standing on his body. He's in such an ecstasy for 6 hours. Then Gadadhara understands, I made a big mistake. I considered a pure devotee just by his dress. I thought he is a person who is enjoying senses. So therefore, one's consciousness is important. Sometimes pure devotees, they mix with us, and to bring us up, they come down to our level, like Prabhupada. He went to, just yesterday we were in Ashbury. Even in 2023, it looks like a very interesting place, right? What to be in 1960s, correct? So Prabhupada's compassion. He left Vrindavan. Can you imagine everybody? Rupa Goswami says that is the highest place for a Vaishnava to stay. He left that came to America for what? Not to see America. He didn't go to see San Francisco Golden Gate Bridge, right? He went to New York, and he went to first he came to New York, and one of his first disciple Mukunda, you know, he came to San Francisco, and first time he sent the airplane ticket. First time Prabhupada is sitting in airplane from New York. The man, 70-year-old, who had never traveled before in airplane, is sitting, who traveled 38 or 40 days from India to come to America in a boat, which is also, it was in his last journey, the boat. So just imagine the compassion of that personality. And when he came here, he came to San Francisco, and when he saw all these people, he started crying, literally. Sham Sundar told me one time, I was discussing, how did you felt? I asked him this question to Sham Sundar Prabhu. He said, how did you felt when you first saw Prabhupada? He said, I started crying because he is Mukund's friend. And he said, why did you feel like that? He said, Prabhupada have to come from Vrindavan just to save us. So we have come to America. We are not less than any other American, because we have developed their habits, everything, right? So Prabhupada's compassion. This is Gadhadhara Pandit. He's knowing we should not see anybody externally. So what Prabhupada saw in all the hippies and everybody, he saw that even though they are whatever they are doing, they have, everybody is a spirit soul. So therefore, Gadhadhara Pandit coming back here, so he felt that I saw Pundarik Vidyanidhi externally. That was a great mistake I did. I didn't understand what is this consciousness. So immediately he felt guilty. And then he said, because I do not have spiritual master, I do not know what is knowledge, what is ignorance, what is devotee, what is not devotee. Of course, he is Radharani. For our sake, he is expressing that I didn't understand. I made a mistake to take pure devotee to be a materialistic person. So for that, I need to have a spiritual master. And immediately, he understanding nobody can be a better spiritual master for me than Pundarik Vidyanidhi. So he consulted Mukunda Datta, and both of them, they went to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself. And when he expressed the desire that I have to take initiation from Gadhadhara Pandit, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very happy. Very happy. And therefore he took initiation from Gadhadhara Pandit. And, Pundarik Vidyanidhi. Gadhadhara Pandit took. So, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he took initiation, and he was completely changed person. When he came, he was completely changed person in the sense, before going to Gaya, he acted like a Nimai Pandit. But after he came, he nothing other than Krishna. He is always wonder where is Krishna. It is not like that. Many times Indians say, I have seen Krishna, Krishna comes in my dream. So he was not like that, He Radhe Brajadevi Ke Chalalite He Nandakuta. So devotees, they are not say, they don't say that I have seen Krishna. They are searching for Krishna, no matter what, how intelligent we become, correct? We are searching for Krishna. That's the mood. We don't think that Krishna is my servant. We are always in search of Krishna. So Gadhadhara Pandit and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they became best friends after that. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he came back, then he was falling in ecstasy. One day he asked Gadhadhara Pandit, he went for some reason asking for some spices. In India, everybody goes to everybody's house asking for some spices, Give me some chili, give me some sugar, give me some salt. Like that, Gadhadhar came to Sachimata. And then, by seeing him, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became ecstatic. And he said, Gadhadhar, where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? Then Gadhadhar said, he's in your heart. He's in my heart. He started ripping his chest. And he became so ecstatic that he's really like Hanuman mood, He started ripping his own chest. And Gadhadhar says, what are you doing? He said, Krishna is in my heart. Then Gadhadhar embraced him and held him. And Sachimata saw that. And Sachimata said, Gadadhar, only you can do this to my Nimai. Nobody in the world, even I don't know when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu he goes in ecstasy. I don't know what to do. He starts rolling. When he jumps like he's touching the sky. And when he falls down, the whole earth shakes. All his limbs come out, all his teeth start shaking, all his, he becomes so ecstatic, his hairs go around. I don't know what to do. And then she is so happy. And she says, you always be on the side of my son, Nimai. Don't leave him. You are the only who can understand his ecstasy. You are the only one who can protect him. So Sachi Mata was very happy. So in this way, all these leelas are taking a place in Navadvip. Then they moved to Jagannath Puri when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas. Then Gadadhar Pandit also came there. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally gave him the deity of Gopinath and gave him the place, Yamal Tota. Tota means garden in Bengali. So Tota Gopinath means Gopinath who is in garden. It's a beautiful temple situated just near the bank of ocean. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave that place, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will stay in Gambhira. Now, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what he will do in the morning, he will get up and go for darshan. He'll be there till like 12 o'clock. And the devotees will send a message that Mahaprabhu, it's time for prasadam, please come. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will say, okay, all the devotees, they should take prasad. The devotees are not ready to take prasad unless Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes. Then around 2 o'clock again, Sarup Damodar will send somebody, come for prasad. Everybody is waiting for you. Immediately Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will think, yeah. Now see, there is a sense gratification, there is devotion. Before, it's the time for prasad, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't care. But when Sarup Damodar sent a message, everybody is waiting, that's a compassion. So he went. Because of me, nobody should be disturbed. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to please his own devotee, so he will come back. Sometimes he'll bring prasad from Jagannath and he'll go to Haridas Thakur, give it to him. Sometimes he will send his devotee Govinda to give it to Haridas. And then, after eating prasadam with all the devotees, he'll go to Gadadhar Pandit, Tota Gopinath. And there, again and again, 100 times, more than 100 times, they will discuss only two kathas. Everybody knows that, right? Prahlad Maharaj and Dhruva Maharaj. Nothing else. Now, why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he came to experience the ecstasies of Radharani? Why he is not discussing this such a high topic with Radharani, Gadadhar Pandit, who is there in Tota Gopinath? Why? Because if Radharani starts speaking the ecstasy of Radharani, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will not be able to control his emotions. So therefore, they never talked. What they talked? Bhakta. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come as a devotee. So he will always tell Gadadhar to read about Prahlad Maharaj, to read about Dhruva Maharaj. Because these two devotees are inspiration for those who want to be devotees. Right? Prahlad Maharaj shows great faith in chanting the holy name. And Dhruva means determined to perform the austerity. Even at the very early age, he went to forest to find the God on the instruction of his Guru Narad Muni. So these two devotees, they will discuss. And in this way, both of them, they spend the time in Jagannath Puri. And finally, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, there are so many stories. So finally, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he decides to leave, and he enters into the same deity of Chaitanya in Gopinath. There are two versions of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu disappearing from this world. One is he entered into the ocean, and second is he entered into the deity of Radha Gopinath. And so when Gadadhar Pandit became very, very old, his hand could not pick up. So one day he was garlanding the deities, he could not reach. So Krishna he sat down for accepting the garland. So that is Gadadhar Pandit. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is showing devotion, as we see, is a secret. And therefore we have to learn and understand and hear about all these great devotees so that we can understand what is devotion and we can practice that devotion and try to become perfect in this life. So, dear devotees, I would like to stop here. I don't know, according to this watch, there are 4 minutes left. I don't know how much minutes are supposed to be there. So, if you have any questions on the topic what we discussed today, you are welcome. Or if you want to add anything, if you want to correct anything, it's yours. Thank you. Yes, Prabhu. So we'll end this at 8:30, and if you want to continue more, we can do it offline. Hare Krishna. Yes.
Yeah. So, Prabhuji, so just the one comment that you made from like what your Guru Maharaj told is that we are always struggling in this. We are always struggling, and where we want to struggle is our priority. So that was a very touching point because we don't realize that we are always struggling. We just think we are enjoying.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for reminding me.
Prabhu, I read that you have written a book or you've about the life of Sant Tukaram.
Yes.
So I'm not very familiar with his life. That would probably take too long. But how did Sant Tukaram leave this world?
How did Sant Tukaram
Leave this world? Because there is one famous
Yes.
in his movie. There is
Yes.
that scene. Is that accurate? And can you describe
Yes,
it?
that's
Yeah.
accurate.
Okay.
It's actually in his own Abhanga he is writing how the Garuda is coming. And when he saw Garuda, what is his feeling? What is he telling he's telling everybody, now I am going. And you can also come like what I am doing. And I'll tell you, if you chant Hare Krishna, Krishna will come and take you like this. Correct? So then he says, now it's my time to go. And he is sitting on Garuda and he is going back to God. It is a very, very, very rare occasion. Correct? But he is saying, and there are many people, there are hundreds and thousands of people, he used to tell, he was in such a consciousness, his wife will ask him, where are you going? He will say, I'm going to Vaikuntha. He didn't say that I'm going to New York, I'm going to San Francisco, He said, I'm going to Vaikuntha. Like, correct? So, even if he's going, now I talked about America, he's going for preaching to Lohgaon, Chakan, or some other places around Pune, he will never say, he'll say, I'm going to Vaikuntha. So anybody, you ask, he will say, I'm going to Vaikuntha. It was his life because he didn't say anything other than Vaikuntha for years. But when he really said, his wife, who is pregnant, 5 months, okay, and she is saying, I'm going to Vaikuntha. Now what she thought, he tells that every day, It's not a new thing. He tells that every day he's going to Vaikuntha. He said he may be going to some village nearby and come back. So he didn't believe that. Many devotees didn't believe that. He said, I'm going to Vaikuntha. But when he really started telling this, now see the Lord is coming and he's coming on, see Garuda is flapping his wings and he's coming and he came, Now please, I bow down to all the Vaishnavas. He's so humble, they're very beautiful Abhangas. If you know Marathi, they're beautiful Abhangas. It's called Nirvaniche Abhanga. When he left, he spoke those Abhangas. So in this way, in a self-same body, which is a very rare, except for Dhruva, there is no very rare occasion. Dhruva also went self-same body, right? So it is very rare. But how do you understand that? You have to learn the science of bhakti. And then you will have that faith. So Bhagavad Gita, we can understand logically. Bhagavad you have to understand with Shraddha. Logic doesn't work in Bhagavatam. So Bhagavad Gita gives you that Shraddha. And only with Shraddha you can understand devotee. Devotee's life you cannot understand by logic. You by Shraddha. And that Shraddha you develop by logic with the Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita you can understand any question logically it can be explained. Okay. So disappearance of Tukaram from this word. Correct? So now there is a controversy nowadays, after any great saint lives, there is a controversy. But if you go to that place, still it is there. On the same day, it is called Tukaram Beach, which comes third day after Gaur Purnima. So lakhs and lakhs of people, they gather together and sing those abhanga which Tukaram sang before he left to this world. Correct? And if you go there, there is a beautiful temple there from where he left. And there is a plaque there which explains. It is the documentary evidence at that time. Shivaji Maharaj was a king. And it is documented. He disappeared from this place. Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu. So should it be online? I don't have any problem. It's 8:32, but I don't know what's supposed to be. Yeah, whatever. That's.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. So just follow up, like what is the Sukruti of all other devotees who witnessed? I mean, first of all, the question is, are others witnessed that Garuda coming and taking
Yes.
Tukaram? And what is the Sukruti? Are they also like divine incarnations of like very exalted people? Like who are
Those who believe, they will go to Krishna. Those who held out, they will stay in this world.
No. Means the witnessing that, like Garuda coming and
Yes,
taking
that
in
person-
with the human eyes.
Yes.
So
Those who believe, even if you see, sometimes hard time to believe. Duryodhana didn't understand Krishna. Because Krishna was standing in front of him. Doesn't mean that he believed it, he is Krishna. So some people might have seen, some people might have seen, okay, what came, we don't know, Maybe Alaska Airline came or Jet Airways came. We don't know. He went in front of us, but we don't know whether it is a Garuda or Alaska, or whatever that airplane is. I just came by Alaska, so I remembered. So even in front of you, like Prabhupada appeared, only devotees know what is his compassion. For other, it's like another person, comes to New York, doesn't matter. So in front of eyes doesn't mean you can understand those things. Right? So it is said in the biography of Tukaram, written by after 130 years, the biography is written. And in that he mentions, those who believe, they will go back to Godhead. Those who have doubts, they will be always confused.
Thank you.
Correct? And there is Rameshwar Bhatta was the most envious person Tukaram Maharaj met in his life. He has seen him going back to Godhead. He writes in his Abhanga, I saw with my own eyes.
How
There
do
is
we
another-
explain? How do
there
we
are-
explain that? Like that he is envious of a devotee, but how can you see that the sight of
No,
seeing
not
something-
envious. He was not envious when he became a devotee. I said most envious. He
Oh.
he made Tukaram to drown his Abhangas in the river. Correct? So that same Rameshwar became his devotee later on. Now when Tukaram led, he was not envious. But he was so envious of Tukaram. But that time he surrendered to him. And Tukaram never accepted any disciples. But many devotees accepted Tukaram as Guru. So he is one of them. Okay? Hare Krishna. Thank you. Yes.
How do we know that we are progressing in devotional service? And how do we know at which stage we are in the process of devotional service?
Yes, Prabhupada gives a very simple answer. It's just find out how much you are attached to Krishna. To that degree you are advancing. Simple. How much love you have. So how you show your love? First by following instructions. Correct? We will not have that love immediately like a pure devotee. So you are showing sincere desire to follow the instructions. That's the sign of love. Unless you have love, you cannot follow instructions. At least little bit of love. Yes, I learned. Yes, he is telling me the truth. I should follow it. You develop little relationship, correct? So you go on following instructions, whatever you are appealing to you, and then you will increase your attachment to Krishna. In India, I give this example. This is not much in America, even in India today. Previously, marriages used to be arranged, 100%. Correct? Is there anybody here? Arranged marriage? Wow, still working, huh? Very well, correct. Now, Now your marriage is arranged. At least they showed you this is a girl, this is a boy, is like that. Previously it was not like that. Marriage is arranged when you're not even 9 or 8 year old. You don't even know what marriage means. That time your marriage arranged. So what happens? You know, they don't even know she's your wife, his husband. They don't even know the meaning of husband and wife. Correct? So there is no relationship, but they know. Is my wife. They come to know at a certain stage when they get puberty. Yeah, she's my wife and he's my husband. Now, in front of all the people, you have taken a vow that he's my husband, she's my wife. You come together. Is there any love at that time? You don't even know what is love. Correct? Nothing is there. Just somebody have thrown some akshadas on us, so they have performed nice big wedding ceremony. It's my duty, she's my wife and he's my husband. So out of duty, you start serving each other, correct? And when that duty, you become so close, correct? That turns into love. So our duty is, we are just come in Krishna consciousness, try to do as a duty. There are 4 levels of Krishna Bhakti. Okay? First level is you come out of fear. What is that fear? Birth, old age, disease and death. I don't want. It's enough. I understood many millions of times. I have gone through these cycles. I have got human intelligence. Now I should accept. So out of fear, birth, old age, disease and death. Then after many days, that fear goes away. Just like the air hostess giving you the instruction. Fear goes away. Now you don't even feel anything, correct? Then you become, in bhakti, next you do it for recognition. Everybody should see me, how great devotee I am. You start quoting slokas in Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, start cooking nicely and you, kaisa ho gaya, they cannot tell you the truth, kaisa ho gaya prasad. But everybody, glorification, everybody is expecting some glorification, correct? How I addressed the deity today, Everybody is expecting some recognition, correct? So whoever says good, he becomes your friend, and somebody criticizes you, you stay away from him, correct? So that distinction we try to. So that means you are looking for recognition in this world. Right? So that's the second stage. That's a second stage, Then you learn Trunadipi Sunichena Taroripi Seshtuna, I have to be humble, bed of grass. Then whether somebody criticizing or somebody is praising, you go beyond that stage, duty. I understood, I'm servant of Krishna, and it is my duty to serve Krishna. And you learn, read scriptures, try to understand them, associate more and more devotees. And at least as a duty, we should try to serve Krishna. At least as a duty. After hearing so many times, even though imperfect, that's okay. And slowly, as I give you the example of husband and wife, serving each other, then you will develop that natural love. Okay? And how do you understand you love your wife? How does your wife understand that husband loves? They do things for each other's pleasure. So you start doing things for Krishna's pleasure and you will realize how Krishna is doing more than what you are doing. Even though you don't feel it as a pleasure in the beginning. But you will understand Krishna is doing so much good than what I am doing for Krishna. But for that, you have to do it, keep on engaging service. Right? Then you will slowly, it is not external, it is internal. Everybody has to experience themselves. So therefore, Prabhupada has written so many books. So wonderful society like ISKCON, so many Vaishnavas. So all these facilities are provided by Prabhupada. If you take advantage of it, you'll slowly realize. Okay? Hare Krishna. Does that answer your question, Prabhuji? Thank you. Any other question? Yes, Prabhu.
Can the path of Sharanagati also give you liberation? Because the chanting, but can also Sharanagati give you liberation?
I didn't get the question. Sharanagati depends upon how much Sharanagati you have. correct? And as a matter of fact, we are not looking for liberation. We are looking for our constitutional position. You know, what is liberation? You are
Going
graduate
back
but
to
no
God,
job,
Krishna.
unemployed, correct?
Wait, Prabhuji,
Unless you get a job, what is the use of your knowledge, right?
isn't liberation going back to Krishna and like serving him as a gopi or like a parent? Isn't
Yes.
that liberation?
In one sense, that is liberation, but that's not exactly, we don't look for, liberation has many levels, you know. First level of liberation is, I want to become free from the birth, old age, and death. So that's also called moksha, but that is not complete, right? Complete is, moksha is, it's said in Bhagavatam, uh, स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थिता muktir hitva अन्यथा रूपम स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थिता. Later liberation means स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थिता, to be established in our eternal relationship. So bhakti, if you are doing it, you are already liberated, right? So what is that sloka? Iha yasya harer daser karmana manasa gira nikhilashvapi avasteshu jivan mukta sauchyate. When you are engaged in Krishna, you are already liberated. Any act you do, you are already liberated. There is no karmic reaction coming. That is liberation. Okay? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for a beautiful lecture. This is again continuing on the struggling thing. Like you definitely answered as part of all of these questions on how, but I wanted to specifically ask again, like when you said the struggling to be in the world or struggling to be out of the world, how do you transform? Because most of our lives we are only struggling to be in the world, but
Yes.
how do we transform it?
Yeah, you will see devotees are also struggling. Correct? It is not that sometimes devotee, those who are not practicing Krishna consciousness, you go and tell them, you know, we are trying to do bhakti because we don't want to get birth, old age, and death. Correct? They said, what is the difference in your life and my life? I am suffering, you are also suffering. Right? So in materially there is no difference between devotee or non-devotee. Right? It's a matter of consciousness. Right? And then what happens is, you realize how Krishna is merciful. So what happens, because you have Krishna's ashraya, the material suffering becomes less. Now, when it starts raining outside, correct, you take your umbrella. Now somebody who do not have umbrella is completely soaked, wet. But you will go with the umbrella, the rain will be there, but it will be on your feet maximum to your knees. Correct? So you are also getting affected by rain. But you are not getting affected like the person who has no umbrella. Similarly, devotees, umbrella is there. You will get some taste of this material world, but that is like a rain till our knees. Krishna is not giving you soaking wet or the sufferings people who go through. Right? So better to have this umbrella. Right? Some has to be there, you know. Otherwise, how you will, again, next time you will remember, if there is rain, I have to have umbrella. At least that helps me. Correct? So, Krishna gives some suffering so that you do not think, oh, I will become devotee and there is no suffering. Again, you will try to come back, you know. So, Krishna gives you some taste of suffering at the same time. Correct? Hare Krishna.
So, I mean, you talked about a point, right? Like when we are chanting, we are asking to be engaged in service. And technically, there are thousands of services in various forms and factors, right? And our time and everything is limited. So sometimes when a service comes, we say, oh, I don't want to do this service. So what exactly is our mood as a practicing devotee to understand how to do service, how to approach the services, what to do, what not to do?
Devotees are looking for an opportunity to serve. So when it comes to service, if you are asking for service and Krishna is giving to you, you have time, intelligence, resources, and still you say no, then Krishna will take away the taste in chanting. Because you are not really asking. It's just machine. Just like, nowadays ISKCON, you can get 24 hours Prabhupada is chanting sitting in your house. Correct? That's like that. You are also become like that. Although he's Prabhupada, but you becomes mechanical. Sometimes Prabhupada is chanting and we are sleeping. We keep Prabhupada chanting in our house, thinking that his chanting will help us. No. Correct? So chanting, you are asking for service. So when he is giving you service, and if you have all the time, resources, intelligence, we should immediately grab it. Laulyam ek mulyam. We should be greedy for service. Correct? So that is sincere chanting. If everything is available, we don't do service, then what happens? We start losing taste in chanting holy name. And afterwards, we'll start losing even the associating with devotees. And afterwards, we'll be completely ruined. So even if you don't have a taste or no taste, doesn't matter. Out of duty, that's why our promise is there. We promise Guru, I will chant 16 rounds. Why? Because at least because I have given promise, I will do something. That fear or that kind of duty, has to be there. The mood of duty has to be there. And when service comes, try to do as best as you can. Krishna is not expecting any perfection from you. Nobody can become perfect in this world. Only Krishna is perfect. So what is he trying to do? He's trying to see how much you want to engage in his service. And more you engage, you'll find that more he's giving you energy, resources, intelligence, serving him. But if you initially give up, then you lose. So our duty is to try serving Krishna. And who is the worst enemy? Mind is sitting. Correct? So in the life of Tukaram Maharaj, there is one very nice pastime. One devotee came to Tukaram, he said, he told us to chant, but it's very difficult to give up this Maya. Very difficult. It's impossible. And Tukaram says, come tomorrow. So he comes tomorrow, and when he knows that you come at like around 9 o'clock in the morning, he comes. And Tukaram, in the outside his house, there is a mango tree. So he's holding the mango tree. And the person who asked this question came, said, Tukaram, what are you doing this? Said, I don't know, this tree is not leaving me. They said, Tukaram, you are holding the tree is not holding you. Right? So that is what, it is not just a story. We are holding up to this material nature. It is not holding us. Material nature is not stopping you to go to Krishna. In fact, he is very happy. Durga Devi becomes very happy if you want to go to Krishna. But if you are holding into it, what can be done? So why it feels so heavy? Because I want to grab it. Then Krishna knows the desire. He is sitting in your heart. Right? If you are want to go to him, then he will make a way to go to him. If you don't want to, give excuse. I'm tired. I don't have time. I understood the truth, but I'll do it after 1 year. I'll start after 5 years. Then 5 years never ends. It becomes 50 years, still doesn't end. And at the time of death, you're forgotten, gone. So, Shubhasya Sigram applies first in Krishna consciousness. If it is auspicious, if it is beneficial, why you leave it? Why you leave it for later? If it is something beneficial, why you leave it for later and take other priorities in your life? At least try. And seeing your sincerity, Krishna will give you intelligence and desire to go ahead. Okay? Hare Krishna. And we should take first step. You ask me why? Tell me why. We should take first step to go to Krishna. Why? Anybody know?
So it has given the independence to.
Because we have forgotten. Krishna has not left us. We have left You know, we have left Krishna. Krishna is still holding us. He never left us. Even though we are in material world, he never left us. We have left Krishna. So we should. That's why the 15th chapter explains, Dudena Chitva. With determination, we should try to cut this material, ignorance. So we have to have first step. When you took a step, you will always say, hey, Krishna is already standing there. No, take a second step. You see Krishna coming close. But actually, Krishna is not coming close. You are going close to Krishna. Now, Krishna is always there to help you. But we have gone away. Right? Therefore, when you see, it is said that when you took one step, Krishna takes 100 steps. But actually, Krishna don't have to even take 100 steps. Is right with you? Okay? Hare Krishna. Hare Bol. So I think it is getting late, 8:52. So should we end here with your permission? Okay. Shil Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Grantharaj Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki Shri Gadhadhara Pandit Prabhu ki Gaura Premanandi Hari Hari Bol. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna.
His Grace Vrindavan Prabhu ki Jai.